Hi everybody, in this video we are going to discuss about the kingdom Monera, okay, about the kingdom Monera. And here in kingdom Monera, first we will be discussing about the Archaebacteria, okay, Archaebacteria. So Archaebacteria are the special bacteria, okay, Archaebacteria are the special bacteria. Now see here, as soon as we started with the Archaebacteria, we are calling them as what? Special bacteria. It's all because they live in most harsh habitats, okay, most harsh habitats means habitats in the place where there will be no living organisms. In such places we can see these organisms present, okay, we can see these organisms present, like if you are seeing in the salty areas, okay, if you are seeing in the salty areas. So here we should remember that they are present in the salty areas where you will not see the living organisms. So when they are present in the salty areas, we will be using the word halophiles. Please remember the word halophiles, okay. Halophiles means what? When the bacteria are present in the salty areas, we will be using the word halophiles, okay. And not only in the salty areas, we are also seeing these bacteria are present in the hot springs. They are present in the hot springs. Okay, and if they are present in the hot springs, means at high temperature, we are calling them as what? Thermoacidophiles. Okay, we are calling them as thermoacidophiles. And moreover, they are also present in the marshy areas. Okay, they are also present in the marshy areas, and when they are present in the marshy areas, we are calling them as what? Methanogens. Okay, we are calling them as methanogens. And please remember these methanogens, okay, the bacteria which are called as the methanogens are not only present in the marshy areas, they are present even inside the living organisms. Okay, even they are present in some of the organisms, like they are present, okay, in animals. Okay, if you are taking the animals like cows, okay, or let me say animals which are called as ruminants, okay, ruminant animals we call them as, okay, in animals which are called as ruminants. Ruminants means what? Those animals which graze and take the food inside, and when they are taking rest, they bring back the food into their mouth and start chewing it, okay, and start chewing it. So those animals which take the food, swallow the food and bring back the food into the mouth and chew, they are called as what? Ruminants, okay, they are called as the ruminants. So here we can use the best examples, okay, we can use the best examples as cows, okay, and even buffaloes, okay, cows and buffaloes are the best examples, okay, cows and buffaloes are the best examples which are called as the ruminants. Now here in the gut of these ruminants, okay, in the gut of these ruminants, if you are taking the gut, okay, gut means what here? Gut is nothing but the stomach, okay. In the gut of these ruminants, we can see the presence of what now? The bacteria called as what? Methanogens, okay. We can see the presence of the bacteria called as this methanogens. So methanogenic bacteria are present in the gut of ruminants such as cow and buffaloes. So present there, they are now when they are present here in the gut, they are useful because they help in production of biogas, okay, they help in production of biogas. So they are responsible for what? For the production of biogas, which means how? Now if these, okay, these ruminants, okay, when they excrete their waste, okay, when they excrete their waste as dung, okay, what we call it as dung, okay, in that dung we can see this bacteria now, okay, in the dung what we can see? The bacteria called as the methanogens. So in the dung now they will be involving the anaerobic respiration to produce what? The biogas, okay, they will be producing the biogas, okay, biogas will be produced, which because of the presence of what? Methanogens. So here methanogens present in the dung of ruminants are responsible for producing the biogas, So this biogas is rich in, is nothing but what? It is rich in what? The methane, okay, it is rich in methane, okay, it is rich in methane. So that's why, because these bacteria are producing gas called as methane gas, they are named as what? Methanogens, okay, they are named as methanogens. So because of the presence of what? Methane, okay, because of the presence of methane. Next one is eubacteria, okay, the next type is eubacteria under kingdom Monera. So here eubacteria are called as true bacteria, okay, eubacteria are called as the true bacteria, and you can see this true bacteria of eubacteria in thousands, okay, they are present in thousands, and they are characterized by rigid cell wall, okay, they are characterized by the rigid cell wall, and If they are motile, they have the flagellum. Okay, they have the flagellum. And one point you remember here, it is characterized by the rigid cell wall we are saying. Okay, it is characterized by the rigid cell wall. And in the previous one which we studied, okay, Archaebacteria, they are there in the most harsh habitats we said. They are there present in the most harsh habitats. Which one? Archaebacteria. How is it possible? Please remember, in the Archaebacteria, they have a very specialized cell wall which will make them to withstand at those harsh habitats. Okay, at those harsh habitats. So there may be a question that comes into our minds. How is it possible for the Archaebacteria to survive in the most harsh habitats? It's all because of the presence of a specialized cell wall that they have. Okay, that they have. So likewise here also, eubacteria are characterized by the rigid, okay, by the rigid cell wall, and if they are motile ones, they are characterized by having what? The flagellum. Okay, they have the flagellum. So if they are motile, they will be having the flagellum. Okay, they will be having the flagellum. And here the most important eubacteria, cyanobacteria, which is commonly called as what? Blue-green algae. Okay, which is commonly called as the blue-green algae. So this particular cyanobacteria is having the chlorophyll A. Okay, chlorophyll A. So we all know that if the plants are green in color, it is because of the presence of chlorophyll pigment. Okay, amongst the chlorophyll pigments which are there as chlorophyll A, chlorophyll B, chlorophyll C, chlorophyll D, chlorophyll E, chlorophyll F. The most important chlorophyll is A. So chlorophyll A is not only present in the plants, it is also present in the eubacteria. Okay, it is also present in the eubacteria, which is also present in the plants. Okay, green plants. That's why, because of the presence of the chlorophyll A, okay, pigment, okay, it is possible for the cyanobacteria to undergo what? Photosynthesis. So they are called as what? Photosynthetic autotrophs. Okay, photosynthetic autotrophs. So remember, cyanobacteria is a photosynthetic autotrophs. Okay, photosynthetic autotrophs. And these eubacteria, they may be unicellular, they may be colonial as colony. Okay, they may be just as one single cell, or they may be as colonies, or they may be as what? The filaments. Okay, they may be as the filaments, like this. So the eubacteria may be unicellular, colonial, or filamentous, we are saying. And habitat. Habitat means, again and again we are coming, and we will be coming across this word. Habitat means it's the place where it dwells or resides. So here they are present in the fresh water. Eubacteria are present in the fresh water. They are present in the marine water, or even on the terrestrial grounds. Okay, terrestrial area also, these bacteria are present. Okay, these bacteria are present. And colonies are, now we said here, colonial. When they are present as colonies, each colony is surrounded by a gelatinous sheath. Okay, each colony is surrounded by a gelatinous sheath. So suppose if this is a colony, okay, if this is a colony, this is surrounded by what? A gelatinous sheath. Okay, gelatinous means a sticky substance that will be there surrounding it. Okay, surrounding it. So we have to remember, colonies are surrounded by what? Gelatinous. Okay, gelatinous sheath. And often from, okay, if often these eubacteria form blooms in polluted water bodies, means they emit colors. Okay, when the water is so much of polluted, okay, pollution, okay, if it is more polluted, when the water is more polluted, eubacteria will be growing there and giving them the color. Okay, the color. So when the water is more polluted, it will be giving different colors. Especially the water may be appearing green in color, which can be said as what? The presence of these algal blooms, or the presence of the eubacteria. Okay, eubacteria. And moreover, very important, okay, very important point we have to remember when we are talking about the eubacteria, known as the true bacteria, is that they also help in nitrogen fixation. They help in nitrogen fixation. How is it possible for this nitrogen fixation? Remember, for nitrogen fixation, eubacteria is having specialized cells. Okay, specialized cells, and the name of these specialized cells is called as heterocysts. Okay, name of the specialized cells is called as the heterocysts. Okay, heterocysts, which can be seen very clearly in nostoc bacteria and Anabaena. Nostoc and Anabaena are the best examples which will be showing specialized cells called as what? Heterocyst. So this heterocyst is helping in what process? Nitrogen fixation. Nitrogen fixation. So as chemosynthetic autotrophic bacteria, okay, as chemosynthetic autotrophic bacteria, they are involved in oxidizing inorganic substances. We should remember here, once we use the word chemosynthetic, which means that there are bacteria which are using chemicals for their survival, okay, which are using the chemicals for their survival by oxidizing the inorganic substances. What are those inorganic substances? Chemicals like nitrates, nitrites and ammonia. Nitrates, nitrites and ammonia, they are converted into some substances which will release energy and which is stored in the form of ATP. Okay, so from all these substances, bacteria will be producing, or they will be extracting, or they will be preparing. Let us say that they will be preparing what? ATP, a source of energy. Okay, a source of energy. And not only that, bacteria are also used in recycling of nutrients. In recycling of nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus, iron and sulfur. In recycling in all these materials or the nutrients, what is used? The bacteria are playing a crucial role. Okay, bacteria are playing a crucial role even in recycling of nutrients such as nitrogen, phosphorus, iron and sulfur. And now we will look at the heterotrophic bacteria. Okay, we will look at the heterotrophic bacteria. Heterotrophic bacteria are the most abundant bacteria. These are the most abundant bacteria, and majority of them are decomposers. Okay, majority of them are decomposers, and they show a lot of impact on the humans and also on the plants. They will be showing a lot of impact on humans and also on plants, both good and bad. Okay, both good and bad. Okay, effects will be shown by these bacteria. So suppose if you are seeing, there are some bacteria which are used in preparation of curd from milk. Okay, there are some bacteria which are used in preparation of curd from milk. So milk is changing into curd in the presence of what? Bacteria, which means we are obtaining this product called as curd only when there is certain bacteria which are involved in converting the milk into curd. Not only that, bacteria are also used in preparation of antibiotics. Antibiotics are chemical substances produced by the bacteria, and these antibiotics will be destroying the other bacteria which are causing the disease. Okay, which are causing the disease. And as we said, in the heterotrophic bacteria also there are nitrogen fixing bacteria, especially present in the legume roots. Okay, legume roots, we can see the nitrogen fixing bacteria. And now as we said, there is good and bad here as pathogens. Pathogens means what? Disease causing. There are some bacteria which can cause deadly diseases called as, to the humans, called as cholera, typhoid and tetanus. Okay, cholera, typhoid and tetanus are caused as the deadly diseases to the humans. And in plants, very common one is citrus canker. Okay, citrus canker is another disease which is seen in the plants. Okay, seen in the plants. So the next one is mode of reproduction. Okay, how this bacteria will undergo the reproduction process. Okay, reproduction process. Most familiar one is fission. Means what? One single cell divides into two new cells. When we call this as fission. Okay, we are calling this as fission. And during unfavorable conditions, they reproduce by what? Spores. Please remember this. They reproduce by spores. Means if there is a bacteria, it starts producing the spores, and each spore will be multiplying or will be growing into a new bacterial cell. Okay, new bacterial cell. So here we should remember it during unfavorable conditions, it is reproducing through the spores. And please remember, reproduction will also occur as through sexual reproduction. Okay, it also can occur as sexual reproduction. Okay, sexual reproduction. So how is it possible for a sexual reproduction? It is the DNA transfer. It is the most primitive, okay, process. Okay, please remember, it is the most primitive process of DNA transfer between two bacteria. If there are two bacteria, okay, if there are two bacteria, they come close to each other and they will form as a conjugation tube through which what will be moving? The DNA. So this we are calling as the sexual reproduction. It is the most primitive one in which what is transferred? DNA transfer will be taking place. DNA transfer will be taking place. So here we studied about the eubacteria, okay, eubacteria, and moreover there is also another one called as Mycoplasma, okay, Mycoplasma. Mycoplasma lacks cell wall, okay, Mycoplasma lacks cell wall. And remember, it is the smallest organism. Please remember this, okay? Please remember. Name the smallest organism means your answer should be Mycoplasma, okay? Okay? Please remember that, okay? It is the smallest one. And this Mycoplasma can survive without the oxygen, okay? Without the oxygen, it can survive. And it is pathogenic. Means what? It can cause disease both to the plants and animals, okay? Both to the plants and animals. And this is a very important one that is important for both subjective and also objective, okay? That is subjective and objective. It is very, very important. So we have to keep these points in mind about the Mycoplasma. Mycoplasma lacks cell wall. It is the smallest organism. Remember this. This point is very, very important, okay? This point is very, very important as compared to this. And this is also important because we are saying here that it is not having the cell wall. Throughout our explanation, we are saying that the organisms are having what? Cellulose, okay, or the polysaccharide and amino acids are there present in the cell wall. Or otherwise, we are saying starting from kingdom Monera to the kingdom Plantae, we are saying that there is a cell wall, okay, there is cell wall. But here we are saying that Mycoplasma is not having the cell wall, and it is the smallest organism we are saying which can survive in the absence of oxygen, and it is pathogenic to both plants and animals, okay, pathogenic to both plants and animals. So these are all the important points we should keep in mind when we are discussing about the first kingdom called as kingdom Monera. This is the first kingdom which is proposed by R.H. Whittaker amongst those 5 kingdoms. So in the next video we will be discussing about the kingdom Protista. Thank you so much.